What's going on, everyone? It's time for another natural disaster film review. This is an action, like sci-fi natural disaster film review. I think I've done a couple of these. It's been a really long time if I have, but today we're going to talk about a film called Geostorm. It was released by Warner Brothers Pictures October 12th, 2017, and it stars Gerard Butler, Jim Sturgis, Abby Carson, Ed Harris, and Andy Garcia. It's written by Paul Guy, produced by David Ellison and Dana Goldberg, and written, produced, and directed by Dean Devlin, who's only directed one other movie, Bad Samaritan, which is actually a pretty good thriller. And yeah, he's written and produced other films like The Ark, Independence Day, and Almost Paradise. This had a film at a budget of $120 million, and it made about $221.6 million at the box office when it came out. So, wow. Geostorm. This is about a developer who actually developed a satellite system to help control severe weather to prevent natural disasters called Good Boy or something like that. And yeah, it's fully complete. It's in the not so distant future. And yeah, as what hackers end up hacking into it, causing severe storms known as geostorms to happen across the world. And it's up to the designer and his colleagues to help shut it down and save the planet before annihilation. So yeah, well, that's it. So, yeah, Gerard Butler plays the lead in this, and he basically stands in front of a screen and talks through the most of the movie. Doesn't really do anything else, or floats through space. One of those two. Yeah. So, I was not a huge fan of this movie at all. So, the story itself is very simplistic and very basic. It's not, and it seemed really rushed. Like it just like goes from 1, 2, 3 like right away, and it just like doesn't give you time to absorb what's going on and stuff. They'll have like a little natural disaster scene, then like 20 minutes of government bickering, and then another natural disaster scene, then more business bickering, just pointless stuff like that. It's just like I came in to see a natural disaster movie, and instead I got political and with a little bit of natural disaster stuff into it. And this was not what I was expecting. The story itself is very bland and dull, and overall, everything's been done before. It's basically ripping off the day after tomorrow. So, I was not a huge fan of the story. The acting is it's okay in some spots, and it's not so good in others. Um, yeah, so there's that. The cinematography is all right. Like there's certain scenes where it's too brightly lit and it made the CG effects look like shit. And there's other scenes where it was actually dark and nice, like when they're driving through the cab and stuff like that, with like stuff blowing up around them and things like that. That actually looked pretty good, but it's a hit and miss when it comes to like the camera work and the CGI and stuff like that. It kind of depends on what scene you're looking at. It's pretty dull, pretty boring, and just a waste of time. I thought, like, I was not into this. I fell asleep through like 20 minutes of it too. So that tells you something, right? Yeah. Geostorm was not my type of movie. I was hoping for like another day after tomorrow, so instead I got a snooze fest. So yeah, Geostorm wasn't the greatest. It does have some amusing stuff in it. Like it was really funny when Dubai got flooded and stuff, and the multiple twisters that obviously, if you look in science, none of this can happen like that. And overall, I just thought it was dull. It was dull, boring, and huge expose of government bickering. So, yeah, I'm going to give Geostorm a 1.5 out of 5. It was pretty disappointing. So, if you want to see it, it is on Netflix right now, but I'll link the trailer down below so you can check that out. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram. It's linked down below where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future. Always stories, you put the film title in there and some fun factor history thing in there as well. Also, my letterbox down below. Derek reviews. I'll post my first star rating after watching the film. So my Twitter's down below. Reviews underscore Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people will ever. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future. Comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Uh, Yeah, and make sure you subscribe. Hope you find something weird, obscure, and all day. Found out without checking out together. And also share my opinions on popular films, upcoming classic films, and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because we got one more shark movie actually to cover, Shark Zone, in the next review, and then I'm going to be doing other creature features and stuff next. So make sure you tune in for that, and yeah, watch out for all those satellites failing and being the lead cause of all this chaos and global devastation. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers. You can never trust the government with this stuff.